Howdy y'all. Thank you for tuning into the Foggy Mountain Messenger's banjo lessons. This is going to be the start of these lessons. This is for those who have just bought a banjo or maybe have had a banjo for a while, just has not started to learn it yet. I'm going to be going through the basics, and basically this is how I learned to play back in 2019. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the three basic rolls. These are not the fluffy, delicious bread that you can eat, but this is the finger technique for your right hand. These are the three basic. There are many other rolls that people have come up with for different songs, but these are the three ones that you're going to be using in a lot of songs. There are two others that I could give to you guys, but I think that I'll just want to start out with these three first. But anyway, I'm going to bring you guys closer and then we'll dive right into it. Okay, so I pulled you up this close because we're not going to be using left hand for anything. This is strictly just right hand stuff. So first we're going to be starting out with the forward and backward roll. I think this is one of the easiest ones to learn, especially to start out, and then we'll move our way up. But basically the forward and backward roll is you're going to be starting on the third string, and basically we're just going to be going up and down, so like you would here on a piano. Okay, so that's basically it. So it's just the third string, second string, first, fifth, first, second, third. Now if you want to get technical, when you're restarting it, you don't want to go like this. That's right, that's okay in certain instances, but if you really want to get technical about it, what you're supposed to do is do your forward and backwards roll, and then you want to pluck that first string, so you'll be, and that's really how you do it, and then you restart it, so it's not like this. Okay, so I would say to put the video on pause and just practice it, because like I said, this is one of the easier ones to learn, but it still can be difficult. So I would just practice that, let your fingers get used to it, get familiar with it, get used to the sound, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one we're going to be learning is the forward roll. This you'll be using for different songs. This one is actually really easy. So the forward roll can be in different variations of it, but the most common ones that you usually see is 5, 2, 1, 5. That's one of the most common ones. The other common one that you see is the same exact thing, but instead of the 2nd fret, you're doing the 3rd fret. That one's pretty simple. You'll be using that for plenty of songs, especially in bluegrass and especially banjo backup. You'll be using that roll. So just stop the video and practice that roll. As like I said, that's a pretty common one, and it's a very simple one. So just practice that and get familiar with it. Okay, and the last one that we're going to be tackling in this video. This is the most difficult one for me to learn, but don't be intimidated by it. Your fingers just have to get used to it, it's all. So this is the alternating thumb roll. This is one that you'll be using a lot in bluegrass banjo. So it's just going to start out, and the reason they call it alternating thumb roll is because your thumb's going to be doing 3 strings at different times. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll play it for you, and then we'll dissect it. Okay, so you can see that my thumb was doing this. So you can see that, it was alternating. It was doing all these different strings at different times. And these two are just basically doing the same thing. They're just plucking these 2 strings, they're assigned to. So it just starts out with just the 3rd string, and then the 2nd string, and then 5, and then 1. 3, 2, 5, 1. Just start out with this. And then we'll add the alternating in a second. Okay, and then we're going to add in this bottom one. We're going to be adding in this 4th string. So it's just going to be, and so instead of hitting the 3rd, we're going to be hitting the 4th. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this first lesson. I hope that you learned a lot and that you were able to get the hang of this. And if not, go back and keep practicing. One thing about the banjo is you just got to be patient and just be determined to learn. And you'll eventually get it. And eventually, you know, like I told you at the beginning of the video, the alternating thumb roll was the hardest one for me to learn. But once you learn it, you know, I can sit here and talk to you guys and still do it. It just becomes second nature. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I have many, many more videos planning to come out, Lord willing. Until the next time, keep practicing.